Welcome to River City Plus, the show after the show, and we had another great show.
I know, it was a great Tuesday.
It was a lot going on, but it's like we have a bunch of action going on here in Jacksonville because I love how people, I mean, it's kind of waned, but when I first got here, it's like, oh, I'm so bored. There's nothing to do in Jacksonville. I'm like, you wrong on that.
I will agree with you. When I first moved here from South Florida, and I don't know what it is, I think it's just it takes you time to get entrenched in the community. And once you just kind of look up and see, there is something going on all the time. And just within each little pocket of different neighborhoods, there's so many different kind of personalities of events. So if you're feeling kind of, chic and sexy one night, there's somewhere to go. If you want something that's a little more like dive bar vibe with live music, I mean, there's so many different things. And I mean, and so much of that is thanks to this show. Honestly, I got to see a lot of it. I felt like I got the fast track version. So I just want to make sure that everybody else can have that same experience too.
Well, we hear a lot of that in the streets, especially from transplants. They're like, we moved here, we didn't know what was going on or where to go, and they've tuned into us. Shameless self-promotion. And they're like, you guys are plugged into what's going on. And like you said, the different pockets. So, I mean, a lot of people, and I mean, I've kind of become full Jacksonvillian on that. Once you get in your little pocket, it's very hard for you to motivate to get out. But like you said, if you are that type that's motivated, oh, I live on this side of town, but you know what? I'll make a plan to go over to the beaches or
Right.
out down to St. Augustine because there's stuff popping up down in St. Augustine, St. John's Town Center. So I do like how we kind of get out and about.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And I like your idea of just making a plan like, hey, all right, this Saturday we're going to go and we're going to camp out at the beaches. So you kind of make a day of it. Me, especially if I'm going to the beaches, I think they have some of the best shopping. A lot of their women's home goods boutiques, things like that. So I go, pay my credit card bill before I go, make sure we got room to move and shake and support the economy when I go. But like we'll have brunch or something at the local or Coop or, just kind of hang out down there. Also, what is the hotel that's down there? One Ocean?
Yeah.
That place is beautiful. Even if you're not staying there and you just want to go have lunch at the restaurant or go book at the spa or something. I know holidays are around the corner. Book an experience instead of something else to sit around the house.
I still haven't been in a Margaritaville yet.
I love a Margaritaville. I feel like there's mixed emotions about Margaritavilles, but I don't know. There's like something in me that I'm just like, why? Who's grumpy? There's talking parrots in a giant volcano. Who's grumpy right now? This margarita's the size of my face.
Yeah, so all right, I'm gonna have that. People are like, "You go everywhere." Well, I haven't been there. All right, adding.
We
that
should
to me.
invite them in.
Ooh, I like that. Well, no, we got to go there to have the experience.
They should invite us in.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. I feel a road trip on deck.
Yes.
So, like we were talking about, there's a lot going on this week, and I've already like booked out my calendar because we've had some stuff last week that it's like, oh, that's already filling up my this week. Because I think Friday I'm going to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Then Saturday's Porch Fest. There's also the Whiskey, Wine, and Wildlife Festival. But the Jacksonville Fair. Wow! That's what everybody is super stoked about. Everybody's recovering from Florida, Georgia, whatever side of the fence you rode on. I was right on the fence, straddle. That's how I roll. But Libra. But the fact that went down last week, and then you turn right into the next Spectre, and you're just like, oh, I got this popping off right around the corner downtown. So you got to speak with the organizer about what's going on, and it's just laundry list of bands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
fried food.
I know. And it was funny. I asked her, I was like, okay, so what do you get most excited about? And she was like, bands and food. And I was like, welcome to River City Live. We're on the same page. But that's what's so fun. Didn't you tell me you ate fried butter the last time you were there? Did I make that up?
No, you did not. But I mean, the things I do for the show. I had people see that segment and they're like, have you seen your doctor? You might want to have your cholesterol checked. So, but yeah, that's an aspect about the fair life because everybody's thinking funnel cake and all that stuff. But there's so many diverse foods out there
Yep.
that, I mean, obviously fried and you get the fair food, but they've got some upscale stuff with some, it's not necessarily food trucks, but like their food tents.
Yeah,
What?
different dining experiences, which is great. And I like to think that it all evens out because there's part of me that's like, okay, you're walking the whole time you're eating, so you're getting your steps in while you're eating a human-sized funnel cake, and it just came from a tent that said, "If you can buy it, we can fry it." So
I like that.
That's my like South Carolina girl. Like we used to have a tent at our fair that said we'll barbecue anything.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Just saying,
I will
as an
leave
option.
that alone. Hey, look what I found.
Hit it on the way here.
Sal Kakalaki. But,
Yeehaw.
so the fair's going on, and again, it's an amazing experience. You get all the rides and stuff, but it's just nice to be out in the community. And I think, what is it, almost 2 weeks?
Yep,
Yeah.
right around the corner.
So bands galore, and then food galore, and experiences galore. We were just talking about the food, but they're gonna have some culinary experiences where you can go in, learn some tips, that kind of thing. And yeah, we had Caden and the Meeks performing today, and I gotta tell you, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know they did a great job. It was fun having them in the studio. So again, that's November 2nd to the 12th. You can go on their website, you can grab tickets. There's all sorts of different events, different activations that you can go and enjoy. Obviously, I love when you can go to like the petting zoo because you know me, there's a live animal scene. I'm gonna be there.
You wouldn't even make it through the fair if the petting zoo was at the very beginning. You would just get in there and they're like, hey, can we go rides? No, I'm in my happy place.
Yeah, so last year they had a section where you can, buy the food and like feed the animals. My friends just left me because they were like, we'll just come back and get Jana. I think that's where I spent the bulk of my money was on grain.
Well, that leads to an interesting segue. So we had Kelly from First Sisters here, and she brought in another baby who needs a forever home.
So we had Bailey on the show today, and Bailey's really sweet because I want to say she said she's 3 or 4 years old. She's literally the softest dog. Like she literally feels like a stuffed animal. She just has a really soft coat. She's so happy and sweet. She's not a big cat fan, which I think has deterred a few people. But, not everyone's a cat fan either. So, I want people to understand to give slightly older dogs a chance. A lot of people come into the adoption process saying, I want a puppy. I want a puppy. And then you get a puppy. And you know me, I've had puppies. I have fostered puppies. They are great, but they are puppies. Like she's a dog that can already be left unattended. She's already housebroken. She's got that active energy where she's going to want to go with you. She's going to want to move and shake, but she can also potato if that's what you want to do.
Potato, that's a new one.
That's what you want. Like if you want someone who's going to potato with you on a Sunday, and you just want a dog there to vibe with you, Bailey is like, I'm your girl. I got you. Got your back.
Puppies are work because it's like you got to let them out every couple hours until they kind of figure out a routine. But it's like you get a dog that already has a sense of kind of personality.
Yeah, sense of self. Yeah.
And they've been trained and they're just like, oh, this is what we're doing. Oh, this is my new spot. Let me kind of get acclimated. And we have so many animals that are looking for some space. So even if you can't fully adopt, there are opportunities for you to foster because it's great for an animal to get outside of that kind of stressful environment and they can just I can be a dog or I can be a cat. I don't have to worry about being in my enclosure or when I go out, I'm getting bullied by other dogs trying to play on the playground and whatever. So,
yeah. And it's one of those things too. We have Jack's Humane, we have St. Augustine Humane, we have First Sisters Jack's, we have Nassau Humane,
Clay County.
Yeah, we have so many different organizations that all have Doggies Day Out programs, or they do have foster programs. So maybe you're trying to get your kids used to the responsibilities of a dog, or you just want to see, can my family handle this? It's okay if you can't, but you can give a dog just a few days out of the shelter so that they get to calm down. Think about just being somewhere where there's just nothing but barking and chaos all the time. It's stressful. And people also sometimes don't give dogs that chance to decompress once they do get in the home. Imagine if you went out of your environment and somebody just threw you in some random hotel room and was like, you live here now. You'd be like, wait a minute, what the heck? Dogs are the same.
Is there any concierge service? What's going on? How are we working?
Right.
I'm used to all this noise. Now it's too quiet. But so what's their website again?
So FirstSistersDax.com, you can go and check them out. They're really active on Instagram and Facebook. I know you guys are laughing at me because I always get on a dog soapbox. I can't help it.
We love it.
Everyone's just laughing, and I'm like, just adopt the dogs.
So
watch River City Live so I can adopt more.
No, unless you've been living under a rock, Jacksonville is a veteran city. It's a veteran town. Very heavily influenced. We're coming up on Veterans Day next week, but this weekend there's a group coming together. It's called Hope for Veterans, and they're having a gala. It's called Hear Her Voice, and is all about supporting women in military. And that could be if they were service members, spouse of a military service member. So they are trying to make sure that there is a support and focus group, and they actually do some other projects that helps with healing. And I was talking to Lynn as they were walking out, and she's like, we invite people into some of our projects, and we're just saying we're just going to do some art, and they don't even realize that we're actually giving them an opportunity to heal and focus on something that isn't stressful from their past experiences.
And it was an interesting connection today because Jasmine Batista was on the show with this organization. Now, River City Live people have met her before through Diva Dance. And it even took Rance and I a second because we saw her in full military attire. And we're used to seeing her in a hot pink tank top and fishnets. And she's, you know, just the biggest cheerleader you could ask for. You know, so to see her just reaching that same enthusiasm and support back towards her military family, back towards military spouses, anybody who has been that female military support, was really special, and it was so on brand for her. But it's cool when we get to see how our River City Live guests cross over in different ways.
Oh, it was crazy because they walk in, and Jan and I, we usually interact with the guests before the show just to kind of like make sure everybody's calm, because man, people come in and they are super nervous sometimes. Not this group; they were super
they were
hot.
chill.
But you know, make the introductions around, and I'm like, hey, and I'm like, you're gonna be on. Oh yeah, I'm Jasmine Batista. Okay, how do I spell that? Okay, Navy veteran. Okay, going out. I go do whatever I got to do behind the scenes, and then I come back, and Jana's talking to her like they're old friends, and then it clicks. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I did not even recognize you.
To be fair, that was like the biggest 180 because I mean, literally, usually she is at the front of a dance pyramid. You know, she's on stage, like big hair, and this was her, full slick back bun, with all of her attire on. So to be fair, that was you're getting ready for a live show. That was a bit of a switcheroo for you.
But I like that there's different layers because we know her from our experience with Diva Dance, but to know that she's spent some time in the military, served her country and supporting our country, and even pivoting from that to do what she's doing now, it just shows that can't judge a book by its cover.
Right, exactly. And just how people are so multifaceted. And then the other lady said, oh yeah, Diva Dance, we all go to her classes. So the fact that she's still using that as a form of outreach, as a form of connecting with people, like you said, this organization uses art just to break down some of those barriers, because sometimes when you're going through traumatic things like that, especially like PTSD and stuff, the last thing you want is a circle full of people going, well, how do you feel? Well, how do you feel? Well, how do you feel? I feel like crap, or I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here trying to figure this out. So just letting people exist in their space where they are and meeting them there and just doing something in common is a great way to connect.
And I feel bad we didn't get super close-ups of some of the centerpieces, but if you go back and watch the segment, they've got pictures on the centerpieces, and then on the back, they've got little messages and quotes from some of the people that have been involved with it. Like one I read is like, I am most proud because I never quit. I mean, so they just kind of have that rundown, and it's going to be the centerpiece on the tables for the gala. So people sitting down, they'll see like, oh, there's Jana. But then they turn it this way. They can see what others have gone through in their experiences. Another opportunity to uplift. And so everybody's invited to the gala. Yes, it is for female focus, but everybody's invited to the gala, have a conversation, and show support for locals, our veterans, current active members, all of that. And it's just that kind of thing that I do love about Jacksonville. People come together and support on such a high level. So if you're interested in that, you can go to hopeforveterans.org. They also have this initiative where you can nominate a military woman or a spouse of a military. And it's get a little wall of honor that's going to be part of the gala. They're going to be doing it live, and then they're going to shoot some video and put that up on YouTube. But you can also go to the website, and you'll find a little icon up there that's like nominate. So again, support your locals. Let's support our veterans, especially as we go through this day where we need a lot of love.
Exactly, exactly. So we're going to be bringing you even more local love right here at 10:15 tomorrow for River City Plus. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow morning on River City Live.
Live.